I wanted to talk about something this morning that I've dealt with in the last well, really all day yesterday, answering a lot of questions from folks that are getting back into the swing of things and getting cranked up for 2022, and they all had the same question. They know they need to make some videos. They know they need to make social posts, and they all said, "I just don't know what to post about. I don't know what to say." And we were standing at the table out here in the cellar, and literally 3 feet from where we were standing was laying a Wall Street Journal. And there was an
That's
article.
where my Wall Street Journal is.
It is. It's out
Somebody stole it.
on the tall table. They there was an article on the front about mortgage rates or interest rates, and I was like, you guys aren't looking very far, because 3 feet from you is something that you could make a video about, you could make a social post about, you could write something about. It's literally right there. So today I want to talk the fact that content is lying all around us, and whether it comes from newspapers, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the Atlanta Business Chronicle, the Wall Street Journal. I have a document that all of our agents have that is 100 plus amazing real estate video ideas that covers the gamut from subdivision. There's a whole series on those, first-time home buyers, sellers, buyers, all kinds of topics, and then subtopics for each video under each one. There's actually 108 video ideas in there. And if all you have to do is have the gumption, the willpower to actually pick up that thing and then start figuring out how you're going to make content out of it, because it's lying all around you. There was a big game last night in the state of Georgia. Mike, your camera's filthy. There's
Well,
it's like you're all blurry.
I'm about to take over this Zoom session.
There you go. Yeah. There's
I wanted to see the red of my hat more clear.
Now we can, for sure.
So Rob, is this content?
That is content. There's a big game last night that happened in the state of Georgia. Most of the people that are following you on social media are probably Georgia fans if you're in Roswell or Atlanta, Georgia. So
here's the video I want to make today. So how are the Georgia Bulldogs similar to a great real estate agent? How is the Alabama Crimson Tide like a bad real estate agent?
Oh, God.
How about if I just keep it in the positive today?
How about you keep the positive?
How is the Georgia Bulldogs like a great real estate agent? I'm going to do that video today. It's content. It's top of mind awareness. And why do I want to do that, Rob?
Why would you want to do it?
Uh-huh.
It's a current event. It's on everybody's mind right now.
Right. And it's not so salesy all the time, guys. You know, one of the things we do in real estate, which makes us unlikable, is we're just so salesy. We got commission breath all the time. Call me if you want to buy or sell a house this year. Look how many homes I sold. Look how many millions of dollars in production I did. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And does that make people more or less likable? And who do people do business with? People they don't like?
No.
So one tip for today is don't take yourself so seriously all the time. Nobody's going to hire you. Watch. Key thing to know. Nobody is ever going to hire you because they think you're the best. They're not looking for the best. And you don't hire people because you think they're the best either. Watch. You want me to prove it? I love this one. You want me to prove it? Yeah. Manuela. Earth to Manuela. Hey, can you unmute for a second? Manuela, do you have a dentist that you go to?
Yes.
You do? You don't go to a different dentist every time?
Same one for the last 20 years.
20 years, correct?
30 years. 30,
right.
Yeah.
Where did your dentist go to dental school?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. What kind of continuing education courses does your dentist take?
Probably not, probably nothing.
Probably nothing. But you
Probably
let
nothing.
this person put sharp instruments in your mouth and at times
Absolutely.
drill into your body.
Yes.
Does that sound a tad irresponsible to anybody? How do you even know your dentist is really a dentist? Because I can print a diploma off too and hang it on the wall. How do you know your dentist is really a dentist? How do you know they even really went to dental school?
I think I figured that out 30 years ago when I first went to him and asked him a bunch of questions and had him evaluate my teeth. And ever since then, I have not cared to find out what else he has done because it suited my need.
How did you find your dentist?
He came highly recommended.
Oh, not an exhaustive research strategy on your part.
Oh, of course it was exhausting. I did hair. I asked probably about 50 people and maybe like 6 or 7 of them went to him. So done.
And then you did an exhaustive research on the dentist to make sure of his credentials.
Yes, when I was in his office, I looked up and there was all of these plaques on the wall. I'm like, yeah, good enough for me.
Yeah, I can print plaques and certificates off too. Doesn't mean I did anything. I can go buy any trophy I want to go buy today. Doesn't mean I did anything.
Well, it
See
appeared.
what we do, folks? We do this in our lives. It's called assumed credibility. Manuela thinks that because the guy says he's a dentist and he has things hanging on the wall, he's a good dentist. No, she doesn't. Somebody she knows says he was a good dentist, and that's good enough for her. And you do the same thing in your life all the time. And I do too. And people that will hire you are going to do the same thing. They're not going to hire you because they think you're the best. So quit trying to convince everybody that you're the best. They're only going to hire you because they know you, like you, and trust you to some degree. So if they don't know you, it doesn't matter how many awards you won. And for those of you that are newer to the business, this is great news for you. You're so worried that people are going to find out that you're new and that they're going to want to know how many homes you've sold in the past year and how many millions of dollars in production you did and what courses you've taken. Really? Because Manuela lets somebody drill in her teeth and she doesn't ask them that question. People like me, I've got 35 years and 10,000 sales. I so desperately want this to be a credibility contest. I do. Let's get it on. But it's not. And it doesn't matter how many homes I've sold and how long I've been doing this. If you don't know me, you don't care. Rob, do you agree or disagree with that?
I agree 100%. Absolutely.
So let's go back to what you were saying. So why is that Wall Street Journal so important? Why do I subscribe to it? Because I am vitally interested in what's going on in world financial markets every day.
Probably not.
I don't even know what the hell I just said. Okay. I read that somewhere and I went, wow, that's a nice phrase. I like how that sounds. Right. So let's repeat that. People think I'm smart.
Yeah, no, you pick content from those things. Like you also get the Atlanta Business Chronicle, and you pick content when it's relevant to the real estate market, and especially to the areas of focus that you've chosen. If you are a listing agent, every time you see something that affects people who want to sell their home, then you are going to grab it. And listen, there's no such thing as inventing a new wheel anymore, creating a new wheel. Everything that you see everywhere was taken from somewhere. You're just reading that information and making a video or a post or posting an image and some text or whatever you do. You're making a post and relaying that to your potential customers and clients. And you're oftentimes breaking it down into something they can understand, because sometimes I read some of those articles and I get lost. So break it down, put it in layman's terms, tell people what it really means to them when they go to sell their house or they go to buy a house. You're translating it.
Okay, so Why is video important? Because I feel uncomfortable with that, and I don't really think I have the technical skills for it. Can I just post pictures?
You can, but algorithms allot weight to various types of posts. So, and the algorithm is determining what your followers and your fans and see. So depending on what they call it on what platform, or your subscribers. So when you make a post, the algorithm automatically allots it weight based on a lot of things. The first thing is type. Is it text? Is it an image? Is it a link to a third party? Is it a video, a native video that you upload on their platform? How long is the video? Is it a Facebook story? Is it a 3.5 minutes video on interest rates, long form? So video gets the most. Video carries more. Think of it as assigning points. Video gets like 5 points in the algorithm. Links get a half a point maybe. Text gets a point. Pictures get 2.5. It's a range. The more points you get, the more people that see it.
Let me jump in there with you on that. Here's a key point for you. And this is everything. And if you don't get this, then you might as well just go back to bed. 67% of all communication is nonverbal.
Mm-hmm.
When you're interacting with somebody, you're taking in a lot of different things. Right now, as you're experiencing this Zoom session, you're listening to me. Hopefully you are. Listen to me. You're judging me. And this is what makes you people feel uncomfortable, because you know that and you don't want to be judged, but you're being judged anyhow. You're judging me. You're assessing me. You're saying, is this guy like me? Do I like him? Do I not like him? Do I accept what he's saying? Do I not? And you're doing this not based on what I say. And some of you want scripts, and I don't want to give you scripts because it's not what you say. If it was, I have a script for every situation you will ever bump into in your real estate career. I do. And I could give it to you. But I know this, it's not what you say. You could read the script to everybody and it wouldn't matter. Watch. Tracy, would you unmute for me? Tracy, you there?
Yes.
Yes. Tracy, that's a nice sweater you have on today.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome. Tracy,
Yeah.
that's a nice sweater you have on today. Tracy, that's a nice sweater you have on today. You see the point? The exact same words, folks. The exact same words are anything from a compliment to an insult based on how I say it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why, so Manuela is from Austria. So this is challenging when you're from another country in another language, learning the nuances of our language and where and how to place emphasis on things to create meaning. So Manuela, that's a challenge that she has to deal with every day. And our little sayings that don't always make sense to her. Like, what does that mean? And why did you say it that way? What are you really saying to me? See, what are you really saying to me? And pictures and written content, you're missing 67% of your conversation. And some of you, not all of you, but some of you actually do have cute personalities. Some of you don't, and you should drop off and get out of real estate right now. I'm sorry, I'm entertaining myself. I have so much fun. But some of you are actually nice, sweet, enjoyable, interesting people. And what I see on your social media is this. Manuela, I'll do this with you every once in a while. What's the one thing that I think is missing from your social media?
Video every day.
No, you use video. What's missing? You. I'll say this to almost all of you. The one thing that's missing from your social media is you. You're posting pictures and stuff about other people and other places, and I'm not experiencing you. Now, Manuel, I'm picking on you. You do that. I just want it to be more you more of the time. Yeah, I know. Iris, you don't like that, do you? So Iris, will you unmute from me? And right now her heart rate just jumped up about 50 beats a minute because she doesn't like the spotlight being shown on her. Do you?
I don't.
You don't. What'd you get into real estate for? Right now she hates me. She just wants to go back to being muted and wish that maybe she hadn't even logged on to the Zoom because she doesn't like the spotlight being focused on her. And honey, you are becoming, do you know who the Kardashians are, Iris?
I do.
You do? Okay. Why do you know who the Kardashians are? Because they're such great singers, actors, writers. They have so much talent.
No,
What talent do they have?
just being pretty.
I'm sorry, somebody was being rude there.
Just being pretty.
Being pretty, like there's no other pretty girls in the United States, right? So why do you know who they are? What talent do they have that makes you aware of them?
They just post a lot of themselves, their body.
They're just celebrities. Rob, what is that? They're okay. Well, can we make it stop? They're just celebrities who focus a lot of attention on themselves. They figured out how to do that, right? Yeah, that's what we have to do. You have to become your own type of celebrity. Some of you, this is terrible news to you. You really don't like that. You really would like to help people, and you like showing homes, and you like writing offers, and you definitely like closings. You just don't want the spotlight being shown on you. And I'm here to say those two things don't go together. You're going to end up being the best real estate agent nobody knows about. Now, Rob, unmute with me for a second. You come from the radio industry, right?
Yes.
Okay, and we're stealing decades of your experience in radio to help us market ourselves. Can you imagine that one of your on-air personalities did not like the attention being focused on them?
No, they're inherently the 100% opposite of that. But if we had one that was in that, that had that mindset, they wouldn't last very long.
They wouldn't last very long. As a matter of fact, your good on-air personalities, they're just the opposite. They want the attention.
Crave it.
Crave it. Folks, don't move past this. Don't miss it. I'm not saying you have to crave it. You don't have to be an attention-seeking Kardashian. But if you cringe away from it and you don't like it, and as a consequence, you won't do it, you're going to have a really big problem in this industry, because people are only going to do business with you because they know you, like you, and trust you. And just your little personal sphere of influence with your friends and family, it ain't big enough. You don't know enough people every year that move and that will hire you to be able to pay your bills off that. You do not. So you are going to have to expand your network of known people dramatically, like the Kardashians did. Nobody cares whether they have any talent or not, but you know, each of those sisters is a multimillionaire. Though I swear I don't know what talent any of them have. They have the ability to draw a lot of attention to themselves, and they've made a living off of that. And if you're trying to be in the real estate business, job one is you've got to be a rainmaker. You've got to draw business in the door. That's what you get paid for. You do not get paid for showing homes. Anybody can do that. You're just an Uber driver with a lockbox pad. That's all you are. You can get mad at me for saying that if you want to, but I'm right. There's no skill in that. Putting a home up for sale, there's no skill in that. There's nothing that you could do that I couldn't do too. There's no unique advantage you bring to any seller that I couldn't bring to them as well. The only reason they're going to hire you and not list their home with me is because they know you and like you more than they know and like me. That's the only reason. If you think that you've got some little trick that you can do to help people get more money and less time for their home, you're crazy. There's nothing you can do that 50,000 other agents in Atlanta couldn't do as well. So there's no way to differentiate yourself as a real estate agent other than I know you and I like you. And that's who people hire. That's who they want to do business with. And that should actually be really good news to us. It should be great news. So your job really does become that simple in that you have to expand the network every day of people that know you and like you. And you've got to have this massive network of people because less than 5% of them are going to consider a move this year. Okay, so those of you that cringe away from the spotlight, that are shy, that don't want any attention paid to you, you're going to suffer in this business. You are. And I can tell you there's hope there for you because when I got into the business, I was 25 years old and I was you. I would not have made videos. I wouldn't, if social media existed back then, I would not have been using it. If I wasn't in the real estate business, I wouldn't be on any social media platform at all, and I would never make a video. I don't like it. I don't see any use for it other than my real estate business. I wouldn't be on Facebook or Instagram. I definitely wouldn't be on TikTok. I don't give a damn about that stuff. I don't want to do it. I would not be on it. I wouldn't have a single social media account. And when I got into the business, that's how I felt about everything. Iris, I was just like you. I don't want the spotlight being shown on me. But the reason I tell you that is because today I'm a total ham and I draw the spotlight to me. See, I overtalk Rob and take control of the Zoom. Well, he knows I'm going to do that. But I wasn't always that way. But when I realized that that's the only thing I'm ever going to get paid for, and it's the only thing you're ever going to get paid for. Watch, and I'm going to leave you with this today. Rob, in your opinion, why did the University of Georgia win the national championship last night?
They wanted it more.
No, I don't agree with you. I think the guys, the kids that played for Alabama wanted it just as much as the kids that played for Georgia. Anybody want to offer an opinion why Georgia won and Alabama didn't win? Or any of the other hundreds of schools in the country? Why did Georgia win? Manuela, why?
Because they're the better team.
Why are they the better team?
Because they're Georgia.
Wrong. Somebody give me your opinion. Just unmute and tell me.
I think
Kathleen.
they were better prepared.
Kathleen.
I think they regrouped second half and learned from what they did poorly first half.
Nope. They've got the greatest coach ever in college football, and there's really no way you can argue it based on championships won. Sharon.
In my opinion, I feel that they prepared and worked together as a team.
No, Alabama did the same thing. They've got the best coach in college football history.
Manuela.
One more shot.
What? I'm sorry?
That 67 yard return from, what was his name? Cooper, whatever, built momentum, and they had momentum.
No, these are all symptoms. The reason why Georgia won last night, I'll go to my grave believing this, I know it's true, is the same reason that you'll win or lose in your real estate business. They out-recruited everybody else in the country. They out-recruited them. Kirby Smart recruited more good players than Alabama did, and every other school you can think of. We just simply showed up with a better team last night. The other team was well coached. They had good players. We out-recruit them every year. You want to see who wins in sports? Look at Rob. What are the top three top 3 teams in college football recruiting.
Well, number one right now is Texas A&M.
Okay. But in the past 5 years, who are the top 3 teams?
Alabama, Clemson, and Georgia.
And who wins every year?
Alabama, Clemson, or Georgia.
Right. That's why. If you want to win, be the best recruiter in the country. You want to win in your real estate business? Great prospecting, great marketing. It's the same thing. Great marketing solves every problem. You want to sell more homes in less time this year? Just do what Kirby Smart did. Just out recruit everybody. Just out market everybody. That's why. They didn't get out coached last night. They didn't coach better. Alabama's got a great coach. Everybody wanted it. All the kids on both teams were trying as hard as they could try. Everybody was doing everything they could. Kirby just out recruited everybody else. And he's been doing it over the last 3 or 4 years. Why in our office, why does Bob Clarkson make 2 or 3 times more than anybody else makes? He just out prospects you every day. Is he better than you? Nope. Is he smarter than you? Nope. Does he have better people skills than you? Nope. Does he have some unique family advantage or lucky sperm club stuff? Nope. He just out markets you every day. And here's the good news, and let's finish here. You could change that. Change it today. You become the greatest recruiter in Atlanta real estate or marketer. Put your word in there and whoop his ass. And then you too will sell more homes in less time. It's just that simple, folks.
Yep.
And for now, will you all join me in a big woof, woof? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woof, woof. Thank y'all. Have a great day.